Zach, thank you, gentlemen. Ooh, wow. We haven't seen one like this before. And I think the question has always been, where do they fit in the AFC North? So after you've seen them lose twice to the Steelers and once to the Ravens, where do they fit? Are they, Caleb, that much worse than the Pittsburgh Steelers now in your mind?
No, I don't think they are. I don't think they're that much worse. So today was an ugly, ugly game, man. It was bad out there. It was hard to watch.
Is this just one of those days?
It might have been one of those days. Sometimes you watch a game and it's just like, man, how did that happen so fast? There was 21 points, I think, in about 4 minutes there in the second quarter. I mean, and you bring up that stat again about what – I don't know what the Bengals are doing. They have this idea in the second quarter they're just going to all take a break and not play, and we'll come back.
Doug, you're not allowed to have one of those days in Week 12 when you're fighting for the playoffs. Agree?
You're not allowed to, but you had it. Now we all witnessed it today, and it's a shame because you're on, you're on national TV, and you want to really do well, and you want to show your best. You want to show your best game in front of, Phil Simms and Jim Nantz, and all of a sudden you lay an egg. So, I think the guys were hyped. We just got beat by a better team.
Okay, if it's that simple, what concerns you most going down the stretch as we bring up our poll question? Is it that slow start? Is it the special teams woes that they're struggling with? Is it poor tackling? Or what's my final option? The penalties, because penalties were just absolutely nasty. They had 109 yards worth of penalties today. Your choice is, Doug?
I think if you look at just today, to me it was penalties. I thought we really we didn't show the discipline that we need. I think at the same time we had some penalties at really opportune times that took points off the ball, off the board, and I think that's what disciplined teams do. At one time I saw a stat where we had like 75 yards worth of penalties, and you watched Pittsburgh and they had 0.
And you?
Well, I mean, if you look at Cincinnati all year, this team has been kind of the Dalton-type team. It's been a team that manages the games, that keeps the games close, that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And it's been impressive for a young team, especially with the rookies on offense. And they weren't able to do that today, and the penalties were a big reason because of that. When you can't execute the way you want to out there against a team that's as good or better than you, when you don't have the best athletes out there in the NFL, which Cincinnati doesn't. They have some good ones, but it's a lot of team of no names in a sense. You can't go out there and make that many mistakes, or what happened today will happen again.
This isn't the only team that lost today. Oakland lost again, Tennessee lost again, playoff hunt teams. The Jets are able to win. The Fighting Tebows continue to win. This is going to be a hunt, but the Bengals still at this point control their own destiny. After a loss like this, do you find out whether or not a team is galvanized?
I think so. I think that the next week is going to be a big game. I think, they're coming in. I think they play Houston next, right?
Right.
So in the Houston game, Houston doesn't have their quarterback. It's going to be a big challenge for Cincinnati to come back. You don't like to lose like this to a division opponent. I mean, especially coming off the close game they had last time. It's really going to show what this team is made of this next game.
Yeah, I misspoke. Tennessee winning, but in this 4 games left, and you come off something like this, what have you seen before?
Well, I've seen, you understand, I've played for a bunch of 3 and 13
I know you
teams,
have.
so I think you just got to go back to the drawing board. You got to show up, you got to get healthy, and I think that's what this team's missing. I think we're shallow at some key positions like DB. I think our offensive line needs to play a little better. I thought the Steelers did a good job of blitzing us, and we didn't pick a lot of them up. We just got beat by a better team, and you just got to go back to it and just not let that impact your next game. So you got to cut it here. I still said at the beginning of the year, I thought 9-7. We're still a 9-7 team. We're going to beat St. Louis and Arizona. We've got to figure out one way to win Houston or Baltimore.
Yeah, Dallas thought that they were going to beat Arizona as well too. You've noticed a couple things defensively today that you say you haven't seen before.
Right.
Which were?
Well, one of the main things was the pursuit was just horrible on defense. You didn't see guys flying to the ball, and this defense has been very stout. They've had multiple guys come to make the tackle. They've had guys pursuing from the backside, guys away from where the play is going, run and smash the running back or tackle the receiver when he catches it. I didn't see that at all today, and also I didn't see the defensive line be as dominant as they've been all year. I didn't see enough pressure on Roethlisberger, which I had said would probably be the key to the game for him performing well.
This team has been exciting for a lot of Bengals fans because of the fourth quarter. But if you go through 12 games from last year, they've scored 3 points less offensively than they did in 2010, a 4-win team. Are you worried that this offense isn't strong enough quarters 1 through 3 to be a playoff team.
I'm not. I think our offense has showed well. I think they've played well in spurts, obviously, and they just got to be able to sustain drives longer. And I think our running game is one thing that makes me concerned. I still wish we had a more powerful number 2 receiver. I think Simpson is just too inconsistent for me. But I think obviously AJ's all world, and I think Gresham's a very solid tight end. So offensively, I think we're fine. I think defensively, we're a very good team still. We just got to be healthy.
Very quickly, they win next week or no?
At Houston?
No, they're here against Houston.
It's going to be real close. I think they can come back and do it, though.
And you?
I'm going to have to say they're going to have to prove it to me.
Wow.
Yes.
Captain Positive is on
I'm
the
optimistic
fence.
today.
That's right.
Zach, we'll send it back to you.